Okay, we are almost certainly on the interwebs.
Woohoo.
Possibly.
We are all going to die.
Now, you say that only because there's already been some conjecture about what Happy Fun Ball means. Hello.
I say that out of generic assumptions.
Hello and welcome to Critical Recovery. This is a 5th edition homebrew Dungeons & Dragons campaign that's held in a persistent campaign setting with a lot of homebrew stuff thrown in for good measure. It's a lot of fun. My name is Crash. I will be your DM for the evening. Tonight I am joined by a bunch of awesome people, including Chris, Eo, Jen, Cindy. Archbeth is hanging out in chat, asking about the void and whether or not you avoid the void, or if it's void where prohibited. No, the void is not prohibited. You can't prohibit the void. Nature abhors a vacuum, but apparently the void is just fine. And what happened last time?
We were exploring the area after fighting the giant dragon.
Right, we had fought a dragon the week before, and we spent the last session just exploring the factory and talking in different languages and trying not to set off traps.
Yes, Talia became the middle person and was passing messages back and forth to everyone so they knew what was going on.
I picked somebody up.
Talia found a book, and then we found a gold statue, and yes, there was lifting and arguing and shouting. Mm-hmm. It was fun.
Yeah, Gloria wanted to pry the jewel eyes out of a Tiamat statue. Ryan did not like this plan.
Right. And Morley found a book of weaving that he's never seen.
And Talia discovered that the statue had some type of wild magic associated with it, and we should avoid it for now. But she has taken note of where it is, the location, and all the things.
And I believe the last thing we did was come across a room with a light.
There were 4 lights. Thank you. I'm here all week.
She's not entirely wrong. There was light.
There was something about eggs.
There was a round object that you could see.
I don't know why I'm doing this in my Rhine voice.
It works. It's
Getting
fine.
into character, love.
Yeah.
Totally works. I mean, there's plenty of times where I have said, let's go to a break in a character voice. So...
How many times have I tried to do an accent and suddenly I'm Amara?
I don't think I can count that high on stream right now. I'd have to go back and listen, and it'd be a high number. But you know what?
Possibly.
That's fine.
That's
I'm
right.
only slightly jealous because I can't do accents. But I can do changes in inflection. Well, it's...
I only have 4. Maybe 3.
And now I'm not remembering his name, but it's the guy from Critical Role who everyone jokes is immortal.
Taliesin?
Thank you. Taliesin
because he has
actually...
a pyramid.
I'm sorry?
Because Taliesin has a pyramid.
Also, he likes dressing up in vintage clothing and being in old photographs. But never mind about that.
He does have a fantastic style, though.
Yes, he does. He does. And his hair color usually looks like it glows in the dark, but that's besides the point. The point I'm trying to get to with this is he has given some great advice because at a con he was actually asked, well, what do you do with all these accents and stuff? And he's like, well, you don't need to worry about it if you can't do accents. Just change the inflection, change the pitch of your voice, change how you're saying the words without having to say, okay, well, now I'm going to be a Texan, or now I'm going to be using a posh British
Southern
accent.
Belle.
Yes, exactly. You don't need to do that. Just change the inflection of your voice, and that's enough to differentiate between the characters, which is great for me because anytime I would attempt to do an accent, I would insult a significant percentage of human beings across the planet, whether or not it was their accent I was attempting, because it would sound similar. But whatever.
Just one very quickly. The one time I ever did a Southern Belle accent that you have ever heard, I would just love how shocked you all were that I could do it.
It was really good. It was.
And I don't believe we even streamed it. It was for the Masterminds game.
Yeah.
It wasn't streamed, yeah.
All right. So where we left off, you were just outside of a room. Now, we're using some very broad terms because a lot of the basement is... It looks like the basement was built underneath a factory that had something very large go through the factory, larger than the factory was built to allow to go through the factory. So there's a lot of areas that are, shall we say, compressed, but you are in a hallway that is relatively intact. Only a few of you keep looking up every time there's a creaking sound.
More
I'll
like,
let-
it's like, it's going to fall in my head again. I don't know what
I was
to
gonna
curse
say,
the
let-
second time.
Well, it's okay. You're not in an inn.
But
I don't
still.
think that matters, Aaron.
And I won't talk at all about the dripping water sound that you hear. So we don't have to worry about Gorga being afraid. And there's definitely not a puddle over there. But there is a spot in this basement area where it opens up into a larger area. Yes, thank you, Archbeth. I am the DM after all. If I didn't throw some adversity and struggle into the game, we'd be playing... Well, I was going to say Monopoly, but no, that's worse. That is so much worse. Monopoly
That
is the
ends
game
friendships.
you play to end friendships. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is. The friendship that can survive Monopoly is a true friendship indeed. And I will not test anyone's friendship with that game. So, as I said, there is this doorway that you can see through. There's like vapor and stuff, and there's a light source that's coming down from above. And you can see somewhere near the middle of the room, there is a large round object just sort of sitting there, somewhat obscured by the mist or fog or whatever it is. Steam, perhaps. Apparently this whole place is lava-powered, and the easiest way to do lava-power would be to use it as a heat source for steam to move through pipes. So that's probably what it is. So, this is where you all turn around and leave, right?
No.
I make sure I'm 2 steps behind someone else, but otherwise I say let's go in.
Somehow Thava is still behind you every time you try to be 2 steps behind her.
I snap my fingers and send the imp in.
Okay, the imp flies through.
I just say, darling, be a dear, and go and touch everything and see if it explodes.
The imp replies to you with a 1-finger salute.
Thank you, dear. It's fire. It won't hurt you. Go on.
It's a good thing that thing has to obey you, because I get the feeling it would kill you given half the chance.
Oh, I completely imagined it would, but I actually also think it likes me.
I like how historically, if you're going with like 1st or 2nd edition Dungeons and Dragons, which we're not, but if you do go with first or 2nd edition Dungeons and Dragons, if you have an imp as your familiar, when you die, it takes your soul down to the hells. So, good luck with that. But that's not how 5th edition works. So, the imp flies through, and it just flies straight through, and for the briefest of moment, it looks like it goes through some type of barrier, as if there was a thin pane of glass that shattered as it flew through. And I want everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, even if we're nowhere near it?
Everyone
Wait,
in the
I'm
vicinity.
I'm good at wisdom. I forgot I was good at wisdom.
Different character.
It's unusual for you.
I'm surprisingly good at wisdom. Okay. Oh, that's good. That's a dirty 20.
I got a 9, so
I
I
got a
probably
3.
failed.
I'm sure I failed.
The target
let's
number
see.
is 12, by the way.
I have failed.
So a 12 or higher, you can ignore what I'm about to say, because nothing will go wrong for you.
Cuptog did not succeed.
Well, how low was the number, out of curiosity?
He's got a +1 to wisdom, so it was a
Okay,
10.
that's a 10. I'm using my favored by the gods feature for the first time, which means I will pass because the lowest I could have rolled would be a 2, bringing it up to 12, but I got a 7, so 17.
Okay.
So everyone
so-
but Ryan is doing a Scooby-Doo right now.
Well,
No, I succeeded. Talia succeeded. The imp failed.
yeah, Talia's fine. The imp and Gorga and Morley are all having a bad time. And, I forgot to roll for my NPC.
Fava. Yeah, and don't forget Vex as well.
No, that's
Even
Vex.
I'm doing with
That's-
Vex.
Someone had to.
It's Vex was my character. I never ever had to say his name.
Oh,
He
true.
said his name a lot of times.
When introducing himself, sure.
But that's a little different. Anyway.
Oh, well, that's a nat 20 for Thava. Thava's fine. Let's roll for the pseudo-dragon. What is the pseudo-dragon's wisdom? That roll is close enough that this comes into play.
Pseudo-dragons are...
Ooh, so close. They have a bonus to
No.
wisdom, but not high enough.
Okay, so everyone passed except the familiars.
I failed.
And Gorga and Morley.
I
Morley,
did.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
Okay.
that you want to count them as familiars. I don't think they want to be counted as familiars.
No.
Talia snaps her fingers and suddenly Morley is sitting on her shoulder. I'm like, wait, what?
How did I get here? What happened to me?
This isn't how it works.
Clicks again, and suddenly Gorga's sitting on top of Ryan's head.
I mean,
Hey.
Rhine has been a mode of transportation for more than one character in the past.
This is true. This is true.
With that said, those of you who failed, this is what happens. The walls start to melt. Like, the walls are starting to change color. They're starting to change red and orange and white in places. You are beginning to feel extreme heat radiating from them. And at first you think it's just you seeing things because, you know, humanoid brains are kind of wired to look for faces. There's science behind this in the real world. But no, those are faces that are coming out of the walls and screaming at you.
I scream back and
As one
back
does.
up.
Okay,
Did we
so,
accidentally take the X to hell?
But the rest of us see nothing. Nothing has changed.
nope, you just see Gorga and Morley and the familiars freak out, and you are all required, well, everyone who failed is required to use the dash action to get out of here.
Okay. I'm trying to remember how. 30 feet. Okay. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, so
Talia
basically
knows
you're
that
going
one.
to
Run away.
Morley?
you're going to double move.
Talia knows exactly what this is because she did it to a group of guys in a tavern to make them think ravens were attacking them.
Oh.
Talia knows exactly what this is.
Morley, Gorga, what did you see?
Nope. No, it's not. No. Running away. Looking for stairs. Going away.
Hell, we saw hell.
I'm sympathetic, but that's very unspecific.
I mean, which level of hell? Because they're slightly different.
Which level involves the walls melting and faces screaming at you?
Oh, that would be the first level.
Specific, thank
At
you.
this level, yes. That's just generic.
I am going to... Can I get to a wall without walking through any steam or other nastiness?
Very easily.
I'm going to approach a wall and poke it with my sword.
And I click my fingers to dismiss my familiar.
By the way, your familiar screams in profanities.
Most of which I'd understand because I can understand my familiar.
Oh, yeah.
Poor
Well,
little-
you didn't learn any new words. What you might have encountered were a few ingenious combinations which might or might not have required physics to be put on hold for certain actions to accomplish.
Okay, so put things there. Okay,
You,
wow.
you might want to
Poor
open up that
little
book of
guy.
insults you've got and add a new entry, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, poor little guy.
Take some notes.
I'd send him back to the Nine Hells for now. And
His environment does not appear to change from his perspective. Like, the walls are melting and screaming at me. Okay, the walls are still melting and screaming at me, but I seem to... Am I still... Where did everyone go? Has to make a wisdom saving throw to see if he notices that everyone else didn't leave. It's him that changed locations.
he'll be fine. Oh, there you go. Amara. I think it's like once an episode I do that.
Thava sighs heavily. Well, I don't think they're going to be of any use until this wears off.
No, probably not.
Someone keep an eye on Vex. Where did Vex go?
Well, based on what the spell does, they ran. So probably down there. And points to the direction we came from.
That's the hope. Well, when it wears off for Morley or Gorga, hopefully they'll find Vex somewhere. Those of you who failed, go ahead and make another roll. Because at this point, you've run far enough that you are out of line of sight.
Okay.
Okay.
30, 20.
Well, my imp is definitely out of line of sight.
Yes, but your imp's situation has become, like, not an illusion anymore, but same thing.
I mean, he succeeded regardless.
Okay, he's like, oh wait, I'm from hell. This is normal. He's gone from freaking out to being the "this is fine" cartoon dog character. But I rolled it.
Aaron, you slay me.
What's that?
You slay me.
And Vex got a 3. So Vex is still screaming in... Vex communicates through limited telepathy, so Vex is mind screaming right now. Which is fine. It's fine. This is all fine. We're all fine here. How are you?
Does anyone have like a dispel magic or something to dispel the point that caused it?
Not really, no.
I'll look at the Dragonborn.
For the record, Gorga passed the second roll, but she's still running. She's
Morley
valid.
gotta
failed.
yeet herself out of this.
Morley completely failed again.
Well, I will tell you, Gorga, now that you have rolled a dirty 20 for your save, you do have the strong feeling like what you saw wasn't really what was there.
I'm still moving myself out of the room.
That's valid.
I'm gonna be going, have fun, guys. I'm not gonna be anywhere near here.
I mean, I can detect magic, but I can't really dispel magic. I could try banishing them.
Oh, I do love a good banishment, but not right now. Maybe later.
By them, do you mean there's someone here who...
No, he meant
No,
She meant Gorga and Morley.
I was being sarcastic. I don't have the right spell for the job, is what I'm saying. In any case, let's go see what your imp triggered.
Can you at least detect that with detect magic?
Oh, I've already cast Detect Magic. As soon as whatever happened, I went into that.
Oh, wonderful.
And so the big round thing in the middle of the room is glowing incredibly bright right now. You might want to take a look at that.
I will wander over a slight distance and see what I can see visually at the moment.
Okay. It is about 10 feet in diameter, and you can see about 10 feet of it height-wise, but it stops abruptly when it gets to the ground, almost as if it's embedded in the ground, so it's probably taller than 10 feet total.
Okay.
And it's maybe kind of roughly egg-shaped. It's also very shiny.
Is this a dragon egg?
I have seen dragon hatchlings that are much smaller than that, so I hope not.
Is it possible, though?
Not for many dragon species I'm aware of. I do not know if Tiamat lays egg that size, and I have no interest in finding out.
I mean, it's a little intriguing, isn't it?
You could always just cut the difference and make an omelet.
That's what I was thinking.
Gorga, you're not here, though. And Morley, make another save.
Okay, I got a 13.
A 13 passes by 1. Congratulations.
Okay, so Morley finally stops hyperventilating and babbling.
Vex got
It's
a 5.
still down the hall. Oh, poor little creature.
What do I... Because Fava said there was magic coming from it. Would I
Yes.
know what magic would cause that kind of a spell?
Well, you could make an Arcana check to find out if you want to.
Ooh, nice. 19.
A 19. Okay.
My murder dice is doing well tonight.
Well, as I was prepping for this, I specifically listed different things that I could reveal based on said Arcana check. So I'm thrilled that I prepared for this and that you didn't decide, hey, we're not going to go into the egg room. Because usually when I prep something to this level of detail, it's like, hey, look, there's these tracks that go in this direction. Let's turn 90 degrees from them and head that way. But that's like the one part of the map where I didn't plan. We're heading that way. Okay, so taking a look at this, with your Arcana roll of 19, the best sense that you're getting, you don't recognize the magic per se. If you look closely, you can see that there's like runes or symbols that have been added to this shape. You don't suspect that it came out that way if it is in fact an egg.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't recognize the symbols.
Okay.
But your sense that you're getting from it is that there's some kind of binding runes They're holding it in place.
Okay.
And, and Archbeth is very interested in this possibly being a baby Tiamat.
Yes, I can see that.
Yes.
I can see the.
So in Twitch chat, I believe the exact quote is Tiamat-chan. No, we are not doing an anime Tiamat. Just no.
Father,
Yes.
who would want to bind an egg of this size to this place? And why? There's a binding
Excellent
room.
question. So, I can't think of a lot of things that lay an egg that size, or anything close to that size, mind you, that I'd want to have to deal with.
Same.
So, it's possible that it's not that they want the egg bound to this place, they just want it to be bound, period.
No, that I figured.
And it's quite possible, looking at the damage of this room, and everything else, that it just happened to be deposited here, and the runes were put there afterwards without any method of transporting it anywhere else. Also,
It's not the Tarask egg, is it?
there aren't many things that can shake me, but I am concerned by that statement. Anyway,
As
Take
am
it-
I.
take it from a species that lays eggs. This one's fresh.
So,
Well, it varies depending on the species, but if this was a dragonborn
Ballpark.
egg, I'd say it's not less than a week old. It's not a dragonborn egg. Please, gods, no. But if it was a dragonborn egg, it wouldn't be older than a week. You can tell by the layer of mucus covering it still.
All right, so let's say gestation periods are longer. That gives us maybe, 2 weeks, maybe 3 of it potentially being here?
I mean,
Mummy's probably still around.
this is all guesswork at this point.
Oh, yes. But an egg this size, nothing but guesswork.
So what do you propose we do about it?
I mean, I don't want to meet its mother, do you?
It's not currently on my to-do list unless the mother's name is Horribin.
I don't think, no, don't think that's accurate.
Or Malathomax, and I really hope not.
If a dead ancient green dragon made an egg this size, I don't want to meet that dead ancient green dragon.
I mean, you don't need the first half of that if-then statement to come to the same conclusion. But yes. Morley, you don't need to make it a save. You're fine. I need to make it a
Right.
save for Vex. Come on, little pseudo-dragon. Are you okay?
Where are you?
That's a dirty 20. Okay, Vex finally comes to Vex's senses somewhere halfway across the ocean back to the main continent. No, not that far. but because Vex has been using his dash action for this entire time.
Oh, wow. Farming.
That is the nature of this.
Mm-hmm. So Morley's going to start tentatively walking a bit closer to the room, but not entering it, that's for sure.
I'll follow Morley. I may or may not make it obvious that I'm using Morley as a human shield, but
Well, at this point, both Talia and Thava are inside the room.
don't care. I'm still getting my
What
human
is-
shield.
Because there are 4 lights in this room, aren't there?
Well, that was a joke, but
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. I wasn't sure if it was
Star Trek.
no, I had to make a Star Trek reference.
Okay, sorry.
I am nothing but a collection of stale memes held together loosely by a bunch of puns, as is any middle school teacher or DM.
Oh, I want to find out what kind of creature this is, but at the same time, I don't want to die again.
Well, you can always dimension door to the top of it and sit on it and see what hatches out.
I can't dimension door.
Misty step, whatever. Or we can have Rhine throw you. They're quite good at that.
Yes, they are.
I vote against throwing things at the egg.
I mean, something that size is usually pretty durable.
Mhm.
Dragonborn eggs,
Yeah,
you
I
can
would
roll them
imagine.
down a
You
flight
wanna
of
see it
stairs
roll
and the
around?
infant doesn't get hurt at all.
Why would you even test that?
Why?
What is the point of testing that?
Look, all I'm saying is that some Dragonborn families have older siblings.
I know, but still, what is the point in testing that? That's
I
attempted
didn't
murder.
say I was saying it was a good idea. I'm just saying dragonborns are quite hardy.
Oh, Jesus, sorry.
All of my kids turned out okay anyway.
Jesus.
Father,
Anyway,
you're
we
a
were saying-
parent.
I was going to say, you're a parent.
Back to the subject at hand. What are we doing about this? Are we just leaving it? Are we trying to break it? Are we changing anything?
I say breakfast.
I think that's
Good idea.
a little too much breakfast.
Is there any... I wanna listen into the egg. I want to put my ear up against it and listen, but at the same time, the binding sigils are giving me pause. What would I know about binding sigils? What would I know? Is it specifically to keep it there, or is it to keep us away from it? Would it harm? Would I know if it would harm me for touching the egg?
Give me a second Arcana check.
Okay, let's not use the murder dice this time. Let's try something else.
I mean, that might be apt. I mean, what? Nothing. Nothing. You heard nothing.
Okay. That's a 16.
Okay. Well, binding sigils that you've encountered, which don't look like this, so you're doing some guesswork here, just like you had to do guesswork about how old the
Okay.
egg is. They're basically like whatever they're put on, they're meant to hold that thing there. Some of them can even like hold it in a kind of stasis, but that's a bit higher level magic than what you normally see with them. Mostly they just hold things shut, hold something still, hold something there.
Okay. I am going to use prestidigitation to clean a little bit of the mucus off the shell and put my ear up against it and try and hear for anything in the inside the egg.
I am glad that you remembered I said it was covered in mucus.
Otherwise, you'd need prestidigitation again. You know?
Well, it'd be used either way, but it's not being used after the fact. I adore that in a recent Kobold game, it was forgotten that the room was full of a vapor that I did say was flammable.
Yes.
And someone ended up dealing more damage than the rest of the party. And I love it. I adore that. Okay, so you put your ear up next to the egg.
Mm-hmm. Now listen.
Okay. Well, that would be a perception check, wouldn't it?
Rainbow dice, don't fail me now. It did not. 17.
Okay.
Heartbeat,
It's
heartbeat,
very,
heartbeat.
very faint. And at first you think there isn't anything, but it's just very slow. But you're pretty sure you think you hear a heartbeat. But it doesn't beat at the same speed that of anything that you ever heard their heartbeat before. Well, there was
So
that one time you were ripping a dragon's heart out with your bare hands, but oh wait, that was
So-
never mind.
I would then put two and two together at that point that the binding spell not only keeps it here, but puts it in some kind of stasis.
That is a conclusion you can reach.
Okay.
Also, you don't see any traps.
Okay. I'll walk back. I'll take a step back. Well, whatever's in there, they're alive.
You
Heartbeat
should
was very
either
slow.
take a big rock to that egg or just leave this factory now.
I don't think we need to take any kind of big rock to this, because I think this binding spell has put it in some kind of stasis. It could be much older than just a week old.
So we should leave it alone.
Interesting.
Yes?
Morley, what do you think?
I think this room is creepy still, but
I mean, valid.
I don't know. I've never seen one of these before.
None of us have. That's why I'm asking for
True.
everyone's input.
Yes, I think maybe just leave it here. It does not seem. If it is very old, like older than we think, maybe it should have hatched, but these sigils are stopping it. So if it cannot escape,
To
maybe
briefly
we'll-
update you, Molly, while you were running off in terror.
Yes, very much so. Yes.
We think the egg is a week to up to a month old, maybe. There's a binding ritual, and from what I can tell, it's put it in some kind of stasis. So I
So
think it might be older than what we think it is.
Right, and if the magic is keeping it there, then it's probably not able to hatch, come and eat us or something.
I
So
don't think
I say leave it be.
I don't think it's older. The runes are underneath the mucus. Well, mucus tends to flow, so at the risk of being very disgusting. Oh wait, too late.
Hmm.
In any case, the runes wouldn't have affected what's on top of them. They affect what's inside of them.
Hmm.
And the mucus is fresh.
Which means someone is coming back and...
If it's a
You-
species that cares about its eggs, possibly.
Oh.
So let's leave now.
I already know Gorga's votes. They are simultaneously both for breakfast and leaving promptly.
Well, you guys decided not to destroy the egg. So,
Well, I'm still getting input from everyone, and we have not heard from one individual other than don't throw things at it. Ryan, what do you think?
I think I don't know anything about what this is, and I don't know what to do with it, and in that case I'm inclined to leave it.
You're not a little intrigued about what it is.
No, I don't
course
want to
I'm
know what that
intrigued.
is.
But that doesn't mean that curiosity's a great reason to go doing who knows what to it. I know
no, I
the
don't want
limits
to-
of my knowledge.
I don't want to hurt it under any circumstances. I think we should come back here eventually. I think we should come back here, not for a couple of weeks. Give it some time. I think we should come back, see if anything has changed. If there is a fresh layer of mucus, that could potentially give us a shorter list of what creature it could be. Because then we would know that it's a creature where lineage matters.
There would not, I would hope, there would not be a fresh layer of mucus. Again, this is... None of you are part of an egg-laying species, and as the one who
No.
is, the mucus helps with the birthing process. You don't add more afterwards. And I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Gross.
With that... But it looks like most of the votes are for leave it as it is and get out of here.
Yes, I
So-
agree with that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So let's change the topic entirely and go on about our lives and pretend this never happened. But maybe we should go on about our lives, pretend this never happened, and get out of here.
Gross. Okay.
Leaving.
Vav is already
yes.
leaving.
Okay. Yes.
I'm following.
Yes, we go out of here, away from whatever crazy magic was.
I'll just, before leaving, I'll just walk up to the egg, put my hand on it. Stay safe. I'll be back. And then I leave.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
everyone or just Chris?
Just Talia.
16. I'm rolling like 14s and 13s like crazy tonight.
It might be your imagination. It might be wishful thinking on your part, who knows. But after you've left the room, you start to think that maybe, just maybe, when you put your hand up against the egg, something thumped back on the other side. You could have just imagined it. I'm not confirming anything. Okay. And then as everyone's out of sight, there's a small crack that appears.
Here, right?
What?
What's that?
You know, Talia now definitely wants to come back here. You've added to that.
I'll have to reset all the traps. Okay. So we have not yet been playing for a full hour. However, we did start a little bit late, and we've been streaming for like 42 minutes now. So that's life, universe, and everything right there. What do you say we take a short break, and when we come back, we will start part 2 of tonight's session,
Okay.
where we're outside the factory and pretending nothing inside the factory ever happened. I'm going to press some buttons. Okay, we're back, and I have been told to press all of the buttons. So this one here says
yes.
release the Tarask planet.
No!
Apparently, and I have been told this, but I have not seen the module. There is a Spelljammer adventure that was published where there was a planet filled with Tarasks. It is canon.
Pull the lever, Crash.
Oh, but the best part is, if it's the wrong lever, I'm not the one who falls.
Mm-hmm.
Whee!
Wrong lever.
Somewhere out there, Dax is just minding his own business, and suddenly the floor falls out from underneath him.
You've
then you
already
think-
ruined that, boy. You want to keep doing it?
Poor little traumatized.
It's fair. It's fair. I wouldn't be surprised if
Boy,
he
will
ends up
never
being a
adventure
villain.
again. That poor little guy will never adventure again.
Yeah.
I mean, you've decided not to adventure with him again, so yes, you're right. That's already occurred. So, at this point, during the break, while we were doing our own things, and I was making tea, the party came back up to the surface. They're outside of the ruined factory, and Thava has suggested that somebody look for tracks.
I'll look for tracks.
I will also look for tracks, but I'll assist so you can have advantage.
Well, I know Gorga's passive perception, so I will let Talia roll.
Oh, okay. 11.
Okay, Gorga, you see Talia going off in the worst possible direction to find the tracks that you see, like, right there.
They're over here.
Well, I never said I was a tracker.
Where are they? Oh, those are very obvious.
You don't need to rub it in, Thava. Let's follow these
She
tracks.
does.
I'm not rubbing it in. I mean, yes, I'm also doing that, but that's not entirely my goal. Nagpa, I've already pointed out, Nagpa have a wide variety of magical abilities and items at their disposal. Harabin has been able to avoid the wrath of the Raven Queen for decades at this point.
She's
And
saying he's
those-
making this too obvious.
Very much so.
Hmm.
So I
However,
guess the question is whether they're a full-on red heron or whether they're meant to lead people into a trap.
These are not good options.
No, but they're probably much the only ones that I would assume are on point.
well, it may very well be a trap, but we just need to keep our eyes open for the trap. Unless any of you has a better idea or has found any other clues.
Morley shrug.
I'm trying to see if... No, I don't have anything.
All right. Well, off we go.
Oh, I bring the imp back.
And Vex, by the way, has found his way back to Thava's shoulder. It took a while, and he was very sheepish when he arrived.
Oh.
Oh. I get the imp to go invisible and fly about 100 feet in front of us. Aerial view to just kind of keep an eye out.
Give me a perception check for the imp.
Okay.
By the way, I know he has a name, but I'm thrilled that we're just calling him the imp.
I mean, I try and call him Cuptog, but I keep forgetting to call him Cuptog, and I just call him the imp.
Considering his main job seems to be the canary in a coal mine, not naming it's probably a good move.
17.
Okay, yeah, Kleptog is able to follow this very obvious trail. Like,
Okay.
Kleptog is not aware of how Talia could have missed it. I mean, you came to this world to hunt for a couple of people, and this is why you haven't found them yet. Clearly.
I don't need sass from my imp. Thank you.
Well, apparently this is the imp's personality. If you don't get sass from the imp, there's a chance that the imp has been replaced with a doppelganger.
This imp's gonna
Or it's
die.
planning something. I mean, canonically, yes, multiple times.
And has,
Imp's gonna die by Talia's hand at some point.
Oh.
I would not be surprised if, also canonically, yes, several times. I mean, its way of saying, yes, I'm going to do the thing, is to offer a variety of profanities in your general direction.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Oh, that's very fair.
Okay. So you are walking for quite some time. You are heading north towards the single giant mountain that dominates the skyline, because it is the skyline, as I've said before. After you've been walking for a little ways, you do reach a part where the trees are not as burned, and then there's only a few trees that look partially singed, and then there's nothing burned at all. And eventually you are in a very lush forest that's old growth. Many of the trees are like 5-foot diameter trunks going up where you've got maybe 30 feet before the first branch comes out. And it looks kind of like the environment that you see anytime someone who's cosplaying a Dungeons & Dragons character decides they're going to get some glamour shots of their character taken in the middle of the woods. This is the woods they do that. You actually see some cosplayers right over there, but they see you and they run. You don't actually see cosplayers. Never mind about that. But it's about maybe midday before the trail, like you stop seeing tracks. You are on a trail, and the trail has gotten rocky enough that no one walking over this trail would actually leave footprints, because if you're leaving footprints in stone, maybe don't track the thing that can leave footprints in stone. Maybe let that thing do its own thing while you do your thing somewhere else.
I don't know, it might just know mold earth.
Smash cut to a kobold going, mold earth! Boom, put their foot down. Mold earth! Put their foot down. Mold earth! Put their foot down. So you see this little 3-foot kobold leaving giant footprints that look like Tarask footprints. Okay, you know what? Wherever that's taking place, I'm going to tell you it is canon. It will probably come up in another session. So, well, my suggestion is we continue on the trail, or
Yeah,
look
just
for a
not me
spot where
first.
Right, me first. So it goes.
I suggest Kleptog
you are the-
first.
Oh, well.
Look, only one of us has a Konami code for infinite lives.
Yeah, that.
It's very true. He is quite handy, especially if it's fire damage, because then he doesn't disappear. He just takes it. Clack, he's on my shoulder. You know what to do. Go on.
Your imp continues to make rude gestures at you. Yes, he does seem to know what to do, but you might want to be more
That is what he
specific.
does every time. Sorry, go ahead.
I give him a scolding look and point to where he needs to go. Go.
Give me an intimidation check.
Intimidation +6. Okay. Not great. 16.
The imp laughs in your face.
I'm sorry, he's being a bit difficult today. I click my fingers, he disappears. I click my fingers, he teleports exactly where I need him to be.
He doesn't even pause in his rendition of using an infernal version of sign language to suggest things that are physically impossible.
I still do not understand how his fingers bend that way.
I mean, there's double jointed, and then there's... They'd have to be detachable, wouldn't they?
I'm sure they are.
I have concerns.
When your familiar
No.
is from one of the 9 hells, you get used to this.
Oh, Kleptog, remember, Sacred Flame is a cantrip, and I don't think it would kill you instantly. I'm going to roll an intimidation check for Thaba. Oh, that's a nat 20.
Oh!
Kleptog pauses in mid-gesture and gets a pensive look on his face, as if he's thinking, I could probably still get away with it. And then hangs his head and does the saddest little, like, flying at eye level for humanoid characters fly forward to check the trail.
At least he listens to one of us.
You say that, but I'm not entirely sure he's looking.
No, he's probably not.
Which means we'll know if there's anything up ahead, because he'll suddenly not be here anymore. So mission accomplished either way.
He's a little sturdy. Might not instantly kill him, but will definitely hit screams.
From which party?
Either, to be honest. Like I said, he's a little sturdy.
And I suppose it would work either way. All right, so this continues for another few hours of walking down this trail. And after a while, the forest abruptly stops, where it's old growth, and then suddenly, like, right at the edge of a forest that has been artificially cut back, as opposed to just looking at the natural edge of a forest, where it stops abruptly and there's like a lot of new growth trees that make it almost impossible to see where they haven't been cut back. That's what you encounter. And on the other side, you see what appears to be farmland. That, mind you, it hasn't been tended for some time, clearly, possibly years. But those are clearly fields that you see, and off in the distance there appears to be some type of city. Well, what's left of a city? The footprint of a city, which is now home to multiple other footprints, large ones.
When you say large, are you talking Tarask large or
dragon.
Well, none of you has seen a Tarask canonically, so you don't quite know how large Tarask is.
Ryan sort of whistles
While they work.
in astonishment. That is...
Alright, so let's avoid what made this.
I have a feeling that even if we were trying to avoid what made this, if it got our scent, we would not be here for long.
I have a feeling that if what made this was in the vicinity, considering it's mostly rolling hills and no large trees, we'd be able to see it from here.
Probably that too, yeah.
Unless someone cast invisibility on it, or it has some type of dirigible or something. Cut to the Tarask hanging from the adamantine dirigible.
The second you said the word dirigible, that's the first thing that popped out of my head.
Chris's bard, whose name is escaping me just this moment because I'm trying to remember it, is just like hanging out the side, hacking at it with a sword. Like, get off! This is supposed to be a second honeymoon. You're ruining this one. Luminous is going to kill us both.
Never get their honeymoon.
There's this angry, because the only way to describe it is angry, an angry white streak of light jumping out of the dirigible into the Tarask's face and hitting it with a warhammer. The Tarask flinches. None of this is canon. That's not happening.
Right.
So,
How old tracks? It looks like this place has been abandoned.
Probably for about 5 years. That is when the Tarask got free, anyway.
And when the world forgot Tiamat.
Yes. It was the same band of adventurers who were responsible for both.
What were they think?
They weren't. Well, to be fair, what they were thinking was a combination of that they were so quiet, and also that they wanted to get out of there very quickly.
I see how these thoughts might cause an issue.
Humans?
Kobolds.
Why would you let kobolds run around your planet like they actually run things?
They're like ants. It's just
I'm not
hard to get
in
rid of them.
charge.
I mean, you say that, but they made the world forget about Tiamat and released a Tarask.
Maybe they are more powerful than we realize.
No,
Who else
kobolds.
could do this, you know?
Making an entire planet forget about a god sounds like some magic stuff I don't want to have to deal with.
I've got bad news for you.
Of course you do.
It's the world we're living in, so we just need to suck it up, Buttercup.
Morally, canonically laughing at this.
So is Talia.
Question.
Gorg is giving a death glare and possibly a rude gesture.
Oh, you've learned from the imp.
Did the small tract end?
You are walking it on... When you were going through the forest, it was a trail. And you stopped seeing tracks because the trail had enough rocks on it that you couldn't see footprints anymore. At this point, it is less a trail and more a road.
Well, I think we keep following the road.
Especially considered Nagpa are often drawn to locations like that large ruin that we see right in front of us. So perhaps we should continue onwards. Now that the setting has been established, we can actually get to the destination, as the DM wanted us to do 10 minutes ago.
Okay, we go to check this ruin and hope it does not fall down on our heads, like everything else so far.
Give me a perception check, Morley.
Okay, and that perception check. It's not a saving throw. There it is. Okay, has an 18.
An 18 is fantastic. You're pretty sure if there's anything there to fall on someone's head, it has already fallen.
Okay, this one maybe a bit more sturdy than the factory.
Oh, no, it's not sturdy at all. It was so not sturdy that everything has fallen down.
Well, if it's already fallen down, it can't fall on me again.
That's the theory that is keeping you able to sleep at night at this point, yes. And the sun is...
what I will believe.
The sun is touching the horizon at this point. So it's not down yet, but it's getting close to that. You'll probably be within the city limits, or what's left of the city's limits, before the sun is below the horizon.
Well, the ruined city sounds like as good a place as any to set up camp. I mean, if we're lucky, we might be able to find something to shelter us from the wind and the rain.
Yes, worst case scenario, we make a lean-to or something. And after about another hour of walking, you are within the city limits, and it's gotten dark enough that any artificial light would be very easy to notice, like what appears to be a campfire off in that direction over there.
No, he wouldn't be that stupid, would he?
I
We
think
don't
we
know that-
found our trap.
Yeah, we don't know that. Never mind.
So
No, he wouldn't be that stupid. It's either a trap or someone else. He's not that dumb.
My money's on someone else, but I've been wrong before.
A part of me wants to sneak off and scout it out stealthily,
I
but I'm
think
also
that's a
nervous
good
about
idea.
going alone.
Well, you sneak around.
We could use our Deus Ex Machina if we want.
You
What
mean your
Deus Ex
Imp Ex
Machina?
Machina?
The Imp Ex Machina.
Yeah. Kleptog
Oh,
can be
okay.
turned invisible at will.
Yes, he can.
Oh wow, I thought my +6 to stealth was impressive, but yeah, no, the imp's just there flexing on me apparently.
Well, what's Kleptog's stealth? What's
Yeah,
Kleptog's
it's
stealth
like-
bonus?
It's a party can decide what they want to do.
What's Kleptog's stealth bonus? I'm assuming it doesn't have stealth, so it's just dexterity.
Plus 5.
Okay, so +5 rolled at advantage. Yeah, that's going to be pretty good.
yeah, send the imp.
Okay.
The assumption is the imp is not going to screw anything up.
Ugh.
I love that reaction. So, yes, the imp is probably better, all things considered, at being stealthy than Gorga. Mathematically. But personality-wise, Gorga might do a better job of not intentionally causing problems.
Yes.
Maybe.
But it is a lovely day in the Broken Spire, and that is a horrible imp.
And that's inspiration if you don't already have it.
I am not sure I had it.
I tell Cuptog to be good for once and go invisible and quietly check out who's at the campfire.
When you tell Kleptog to be good, the expression on his face is such that, okay, my language is 99.9% profanities, including most conjunctions. And you have said the most profane thing to me that I have ever heard. But he then does what he's told.
If you're good, I won't send you to the 9 hells for the week.
Roll deception check.
Natural 20 for a 26.
He's still slightly dubious, but he'll take you at your word this time. Unlike, you are Lucy holding the football for Charlie Brown at this point.
Yeah, kinda.
Because we all know.
Yeah.
Except Kleptog. Kleptog also knows, but what's Kleptog going to do? Go to 9 hells. That's what he's going to do. So Kleptog goes, and give me a stealth roll for Kleptog.
At advantage because he's invisible.
At advantage because he's invisible.
Oh, thank God for that advantage. 24. The other one was a natural 1.
Okay. So I have rolled for the people who are hanging out at the camp. I didn't add any bonuses whatsoever. I just figured straight rolls. Let's do this quick and easy. And I got 2 nat 20s.
Oh.
So Kleptog is trying to be incredibly sneaky and is succeeding at this because Kleptog had over 20 for his stealth check. But if he's flying, he's using wings. Wings displace air. And if a breeze is coming from nowhere, someone at the right place at the right time might notice that. Also, he kind of flew right through the campfire and the smoke suddenly had an imp shape silhouette.
Oh no.
Oops. So here's what's going to happen.
And Talia's in imp vision, by the way, so she's seeing this too.
Talia sees... so they appear to mostly be humans. There might be an elf there. It's hard to tell. But they're mostly humans. And 2 of them simultaneously just turn and look right at Kleptog. And it takes you a moment to realize why. And then you realize, oh wait, Kleptog is like flying right through the smoke. Like right through it. And
Talia swears in Elvish.
give me 2 dexterity saving throws for Kleptog.
Oh, great. He's not bad. He's not bad. Those. One's a 21. One is a 17.
Okay, so no damage happens from this, but 2 of the humans cast Sacred Flame on Kleptok. But Kleptok has made a saving throw, and they're cantrips, so they fizzle, except they give a light show.
How badly did the imp screw this up?
Well, you can all hear Kleptok screaming in Infernal right now.
He is not a happy creature, so badly.
Right, time.
I mean, if it's
for
screaming,
me
I'm
to-
assuming it's failed its stealth, but
I'm gonna
otherwise
head
it
for the
screaming's
fire.
normal.
I'm heading for the fire.
Wait. Vitalia's just saying, wait. He's doing okay. They technically haven't seen him. Technically, he's just an idiot.
Right.
I've repeated what we're seeing, by the way. So you said 2 humans, possibly 1 elf.
Well, it was 2 humans who saw him
All right, how
silhouetted in
many
the smoke that cast Sacred Flame. There's 4 humanoid beings there. One of them, their facial features make you think they might be an elf, but they're wearing a hood, so you can't see the ears.
Okay. 4 people.
But there's 4 humanoids.
4 humanoids.
All right then.
One of
Sounds
them
like
pulls a
another band of
dagger and yells,
adventurers.
"Be
That's
gone,
always trouble.
demon," and
Oh,
takes a
bandits.
swing and misses.
Say that again.
One of them pulled out a dagger and took a swing at the imp, but rolling disadvantage wasn't necessary. They were going to miss either way. And the 4th one, I'm going to roll for them before I say what they're doing.
I click my fingers and pull Kleptok back.
Okay, they were reaching out to grab the imp right as you click your fingers.
And Vision's back. They're kind of mean towards the imp, but I get it. He's an imp.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, if we were setting up camp and a demon appeared, I'd take a swing at it too.
What are they going to think of me?
You'll be fine. I'm the drow. You'll be fine.
So, you know drow aren't really a thing on this planet, right?
Oh.
Yeah,
that's
they'll
nice.
just look at you and go, "Oh, that's a new elf."
It's okay, Morley. You can stand next to me. Then they'll just be looking around for a giant we're standing on the shoulders of.
Okay,
Let's
but
go
Morley's
say
going to be
hello.
half the one that does the handstand to prove that Morley's right.
Let's go say hello. Talia wanders round.
I
Okay.
guess
Yep, I'm heading for
Yes.
the fire too.
I will follow along.
The 4 of them are doing that thing in Skyrim where there's been an attack and then you stealth away and they're all just like wandering around. And then they say, I must be imagining things while there's like 5 arrows sticking out of them. That always
Hey,
amuses
Ellen,
me.
well met.
I just wander around. Evening, gentlemen.
Hey, sorry for the scare.
Yes, excuse my little friend. We just saw fire and didn't know if it was friendly or crazy people.
You know those 2 things are not mutually exclusive, right? And the person who says this gets an elbow from one of his compatriots.
Oh, no, you're not wrong. I'm both friendly and crazy. It works.
I'm Ryan.
They introduce
Pleasure
themselves.
to see people who haven't tried to kill us yet.
Well, they did try to kill my imp.
Yeah,
Well-
but you do
Yeah,
that like
that's
twice a
just
day.
good
No,
sense.
it's not exactly the same.
Well, your imp did appear right above our campfire, and we're a little jumpy right now. They introduced themselves, by the way, as Larry, Mo, Curly, and Shemp,
Okay.
because the DM doesn't care.
So, no coconut cream pies.
Yes, avoid any rooms that have a large number of pies. Also, rooms that have plumbing or electrical work.
Well, we're in the right city for avoiding that, I guess.
Well, a lot of plumbing is underground, so. Well, if you're not actually planning to attack us, there's safety in numbers.
Well, we are not going to attack.
Well, not first. We do defend ourselves, but
But that is a given, yes?
Well, defending yourselves would be a good idea. There's something out there.
Oh,
Yeah.
we know. We're hunting the little...
Wait, what do you think is out there?
It might be something we forgot.
What?
that's cryptic and vague.
Yes, what is it with this
You're
planet
not
and cryptic and vague?
expecting a god of some kind, right?
Oh, I hope not.
Well, we're trying to track a gnome.
A
Kinda.
what?
I thought we were trying to track
A bird. Yes.
What is
You're-
it with
you're-
you
you're
people
getting
and
strange looks
always
from all
giving
four of
all
these
the
people.
information?
Sorry, I cannot help.
Well,
Yeah,
whatever's out there is
see,
not a bird.
lying to random people
Stop lying to random
does
people.
not
It's telling
get
them what they don't.
us more information.
It's not lying to random people. It's not telling them what they don't need to know.
Well, it's too late now. And
And I'm thinking,
If we're going to be asleep near these people, they need to have some level of trust with us. Telling them we're tracking a gnome doesn't exactly reveal much about what we're doing. But
Yes,
it's
exactly.
just
I
enough to
agree
make them
with the
trust
gnome.
us.
I like the gnome.
right, look,
You know we can hear you talking, right?
Yes, we know. We have these
Yeah.
arguments all the time, dear. You just sit there for 2 minutes while mummy and daddy deal with this. Thank you.
Okay, well, unless the bird you're looking for or the gnome you're looking for, and you can hear the air quotes when they say gnome, or unless the bird or the gnome you're looking for has a head that looks like a flower, it's not the thing that's out there.
all right.
That is a scary description for something. Is it like
You're in the middle of
a
Plants vs.
flower or
Zombies.
just the plant in general?
Well, no one who got close enough to really do a good investigation of it was able to give an answer that wasn't screaming.
Right. Okay.
Right, so magic spellcasters, get your fire spells ready, because
I
kill it
don't
with
have
fire may
fire.
become a phrase very soon.
I don't have fire spells.
I mean, technically,
Nice.
Sacred Flame
Maybe?
isn't
No.
a fire spell, but still useful.
Eldritch Blast
Technically,
does
the
four.
fire damage only happens to the guy I didn't hit with my sword.
Oh, that's right. Your sword can burst into flames. That's useful.
Wait, how did you know that?
That was Fafa. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure that was the
Yeah,
Fafa.
I was thinking that.
Thava just looks at you.
Yeah. Okay, so I have dark vision for 60 feet. Can I, look around and see if I see a flower creature?
You can give me a perception check. I will say that you are all close enough to the campfire that it is messing with your dark vision in some degree.
Okay, I can take a couple of steps away from it.
Don't wander
Okay.
too far.
So,
Not too far, no, of course not. All right, perception check. I've got a 9, so I obviously didn't walk away from the fire too much.
Yeah, you well, I'll just take a few steps away from the fire, and you accidentally walk closer. No, that's not
Okay,
canon.
no.
I'm not saying that's canon. But you do take a few steps away, and you look around, but what you see are ruins. You don't
Ryan
see anything
is-
moving.
sorry. I did not mean to interrupt.
No, I was
Right.
done.
Yeah.
Continue.
Ryan is going to turn to whichever one of the other adventurers has been doing the most talking and be going, so, my companions and their trust issues aside, I think we can probably help each other. Want to compare notes? In the, metaphorical sense.
I'd be happy to compare notes in the literal sense, too, considering we're mainly trying to find out what we've forgotten. That's why we're here. And the guy who you're talking to, which is Mo, by the way, points at a hole. Different Mo. The Mo that we all
Oh,
know
no.
and you hate is M-O. That's how he addresses himself. This is Mo, M-O-E. And for some reason, he has a bowl cut. No, that's a different Mo. This Mo does not appear to be wearing a bow tie and definitely is not a bartender. But he points to what? Yes, that's the mole.
There it is.
That's the Mo. That's the Mo.
Yeah.
This particular Mo points at what appears to be a recent excavation where they've been digging down underneath a nearby ruin. Their camp is almost on top of the excavation.
Well, we've been tracking someone who we thought might be hiding out in this city. Have you, seen anyone come through?
Just us and whatever's out there. But like I said, unless what you're looking for has a face that looks like a flower, they're not the same. Morley, are you still standing away from the camp looking for things?
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you make another perception check.
Okay, this time it's a 13.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely don't hear anything
No.
or see anything.
But
I
this-
love that Morley's the one doing this and Gorga's like, no, I'm not going out there.
Well, I'm not going far out there. It's enough.
True, but Gorga's making the call of safety in numbers. I'm going to be here with the group. I mean,
Right.
I'm going to be
Gorgon
clear
also
with...
has a passive perception of 18, so
Yes, but you're not out there looking for things. So your passive perception by the campfire is mostly, this is the conversation that's taking place. That coin purse looks fairly large. That one looks slightly not as large. So going by order of operations, I'm going to pick that pocket first. And then that one. And that one, well, he might be... That's a nice bracelet he's wearing. Are those sapphires? Those might be sapphires. Okay, mental note. But that's where Gorga's passive perception is going right now, which one could argue is very useful from Gorga's point of view.
yeah, I mean, threats from these people are just as dangerous as threats from forest monsters.
I mean, they defended themselves with cantrips, because cantrips you can keep using, and it just so happened that the imp rolled high. So you haven't seen what they're capable of 100% yet. So what are you looking for?
Sorry, what were you saying?
So what are you looking for? We've already told you what we know about the thing we're looking for is.
All right. It's a bird critter.
Gnome-sized or larger?
Out of character, I don't know.
Nagpa are, actually, I forget what size category they are in 5th edition. Give me a second. I will look that up. No, not Naga, Nagpa. Okay, they're medium-sized. They're somewhat large for a medium creature, but they're very hunched over. A Nagpa standing at full height looks like a vulture.
Definitely bigger than a gnome. Kinda like a vulture, but bigger, meaner, and smarter.
No, we definitely haven't seen any of those. Occasional dragon.
Yeah, we found one of those, too.
And we've seen the Tarrasque on the horizon once or twice.
People keep mentioning this Tarrasque thing. On a scale of 1 to 10, how scary is it?
So, you know how this city is ruins?
Yes.
Stomp, stomp.
That took about a day to happen.
Okay, so a 15 then.
A 15 out of 10, yeah. Pretty much. Which is why we had to dig into the library's basement to see if there were any books. Which there are. We haven't been able to find much here, though. We did a bit better at the university, but that well's run dry.
Someone else was already through.
No, a lot of the books were damaged. The books that were useful for what we're looking for, there weren't many there. There were plenty
Fair
others
enough.
that were useful, but it's not what we're looking for. We're looking to find what we've forgotten. We found some stuff on it, but not everything. Not enough.
If you have forgotten, how do you know you have not found enough?
There's holes. There's gaps where we know there should be something there. Like when you forget someone's name and it's on the tip of your tongue. It's that.
Okay.
We were clerics. We remember serving. We don't remember who.
Gorga just put 2 and 2 together, but she's going to try to maintain blank face.
Oh, Ryan put 2 and 2 together as soon as they said they were looking for something they'd forgotten.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to be very cryptic. Is that if
It's
they don't
like-
remember, they literally can't remember to give more
Right,
information.
yeah. I don't think Morley has put it together yet.
I really like the whole concept of Morley as a character. Like, you knew that person going into everything with fresh eyes, going, ooh, what is this thing? Oh, that's a creature that will eat you. Oh, that would be bad.
Right, yeah. He's not an adventurer. He's never done any of this.
It's okay. Here, play this card game. Everything will be fine.
Oh, the card game. Oh no.
Hey, Morley did pretty well at the card game.
Yes, that was the problem.
There's a certain type of card. There's a certain type of cards we need to throw at Morley.
But here, pick a card, any card.
See how well you do.
I made that joke. I played on Wednesday. I played our all Modron campaign, and the DM had to step away, and we came back. I made a joke about how, well, what happened last time? Okay, well, the big bad we were fighting exploded into a pile of rare magical items and a deck of many things. And the DM said, okay, well, I'd be okay with the deck of many things. And we were all like, he said it! Because my character is not the character you want to give a deck of many things to. He would not use it himself.
Oh, you're even worse.
That's actually
want
the
to see a
character
card
you
trick?
want having a deck of many things, because
Pick a card, any card?
Yeah, just take the top one off, look at it, but don't tell me what it is.
Oh
Some of those cards can end campaigns. It's
I know.
interesting.
I know. But Morley, give me another perception check.
Okay.
Morley finds a deck of many things.
I have rolled a 2. I'm getting worse.
Morley definitely finds a deck of many things.
Oh no!
No. But he might find a deck of all aces.
Oh no! That would be
Well, at
bad.
this point, it's canonical, if I can speak.
Canonin.
Yeah.
Canonin.
It's canon and canonical. It's not 100% canonical, but it's halfway there.
That's great.
I know, right? Someday iWord's good. Maybe. It's canonical that Vex is collecting aces, so it could happen.
Well, we might be able to help you out, though. I don't know if the information will be what you want.
At that moment, Gorga hears something. Because Gorga's got a very high passive perception, so I know Gorga hears the thing.
So Gorga's going to subtly gesture to everyone to get quiet, and she's going to focus on that sound she heard and look in that direction. And
When Gorga makes that motion, I'll leave the player characters to do what they want to do, but the NPCs in this group all get quiet, and everyone who quiets down hears a sound. It is a sound of an exhalation, someone breathing out deeply. And as that gust of air is being expelled from some lungs, there is a clicking sound that goes with it.
Is it like a crossbow clickings?
Like
The Last of Us clickers.
kind of like something you'd expect to see in a movie where H.R. Geiger was the art director.
That tells me absolutely nothing.
Aliens.
H.R. Geiger, made the xenomorph.
The xenomorphs.
Like
Oh.
Well,
Right.
I
I'm
actually
gonna
have
raise
not
my
watched.
shield and head towards the clicky.
I have not seen enough of The Last of Us to know what the clicking sound actually sounds like specifically for the clickers. But this is something
I saw
where
someone play through that part.
okay. But here's the last bit of information I'm going to give you for this. The clicking sound is very clearly coming from a location between Morley and the rest of the camp.
Oh.
I'm heading for it now.
And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Oh wow.
Well, we've been recording for almost 2 hours, so I'm not starting a fight right now.
No.
We will start rolling for initiative next session.
Okay.
But thank you everyone for playing. Thank you everyone for listening. Let's try something different this time. Who wants to plug their own stuff?
We're all like, wait, what?
Yeah, I got threw us off.
Oh, it did throw us off.
Wait, I get to speak now?
Sure. I do a podcast every fortnight. It's Azeroth Coast to Coast. You can find us at azerothctc.com. We talk about video games in general and just all the things. We're building up for the Shadowlands launch for World of Warcraft and other things. So yay.
I have a website called Book of Jen. You can find a bunch of stuff on there. There's several podcasts of different types. A whole lot of video game stuff and things that have nothing to do with that at all whatsoever. And I'm doing Napod Pomo this month, which is post a podcast every day. Roughly, that's all you need to know. So there's more podcasts than usual, more podcast episodes than usual. And you can find it all at bookofjen.net.
My mom writes books. You can find them at elizabeth-mccoy.com. Though I think that she is also possibly the only one listening who is not a member of the party, so...
Well, I know for a fact that people who aren't members of the party, in addition to your mother, do subscribe to the Patreon. Oh, by the way, yeah, we've got a Patreon. So it's patreon.com/cogwheelgaming. You can help us keep the lights on. And you can join other illustrious Patreon members, including Chris, Ellie, Eric, Janatalock, Mickey, Shanshan, and Walter. And with that said, thank you everyone for listening. And until next time, this is Crash saying, I told you nothing was going to go wrong this session. Good night, everybody.